everyone, and welcome to Reflections. This is your ultimate stop for premium entertainment, education, motivation, and yes, we are here to be your best buddies on your screens. I am your host, CYNTHIA OTUWARIKPO, and I'm super excited to share this journey with you. On our very first episode of Reflections, we'll be talking about the human experience and the search for meaning. On this topic, we'll embark on a reflective search of what it means to be human. We'll explore all of the highs and the lows, all the victories and the triumphs, and then of course we will uncover the resilient spirit of being human, and of course the boundless potentials that lie within us. To discuss this topic with us today, I have in the studio with me a Deputy Director of the Industrial Training Fund. She is also a fellow of very many institutes, including the Nigerian Institute of Training and Development, Chartered Institute of Human Capital Development of Nigeria, and the Institute of Information Management. We are talking about Mrs. BOLANLE AJIBADE. Thank you for joining us on the show today.
Thank you very much.
You have quite so many feathers in your cap. How do you handle that together with being a family woman? Because it's quite inspiring for young people like me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am,
for this invite to this perspective platform. Personally, I draw lines. I draw the line between work and family. And like I often tell people, once I get to work, I forget everything about home. And once I get home, I forget everything about work.
Wow. I
try to draw the line and I try to maximize my time. So it's very important to know that the time you have lost, you cannot gain anymore. And so you plan your time and you plan it well. I'm a very time conscious person. If I tell you 10 o'clock, my 10 o'clock is 10 o'clock.
So much intentionality.
Yes. And so, you see, one thing a lot of people fail to realize is that time does not wait for anybody. Time keeps rolling. And so what you make of your time will determine where you'll be in your tomorrow. And so it's very important to make the best of the now to have a better tomorrow.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you for making out the time to be on this show with us today. Thank you very much. So today we are talking about the human experience and the search for meaning. What do you think makes us humans? And how do we define our existence?
You know, humans, what makes us humans can be seen from different perspectives.
Okay.
We have the biological perspective of being Homo sapiens. We have the philosophical perspective of being free-willed, and we have the psychological perspective of wanting to connect. And then we have the spiritual perspective of course, seeking greater meaning, seeking something bigger than what we actually have, seeking to connect with a greater being to be able to realize what exactly or who exactly we are.
Okay. So now we being humans, we have come, we are all aware of the complexities of it, you know, in a very chaotic world. This moment we are crying, the next moment we are laughing, this moment somebody passes on and everybody is in a very sad mood, and then the next moment someone is posting, come and buy my business. You know, it's a really complex situation. How do we balance, or you know, the pain and then finding meaning? Is it even possible to find meaning in pain with all that we experience as people?
Okay, let me start from that word complexity that you mentioned. That's uncertainty.
Yes.
That you mentioned. Now the thing about it is, we don't run away from uncertainty because it has come to stay. Take for instance, when the world brought COVID upon us, where would we run to? We need to face uncertainty, recognize it, embrace it, and then find a solution to that uncertain situation wherein we are. Then we begin to look inward, reset our goals, reset our priorities. What do we do? Another example is the fuel situation that came on us this year. The fuel price had been changed several times, yet Nigerians, we have adapted. I was in Lagos a couple of days ago and I discovered there was so much traffic, and I'm like, in this case where people are saying there is so much uncertainty, no money, no this, no that, you see what, our brain is wired in a way to adapt. Our brain is wired in a way to adapt, and so when such issues come upon us, we have a way of accepting it. You accept it.
It just comes with being people,
yes,
being human.
Yes, you embrace it, and then you now readjust your lifestyle, and then see what you can do to still keep living, keep moving. And of course, suffering, finding meaning in pain and suffering is possible.
How?
What do? You embrace pain and suffering and see it as an opportunity. It's when you allow it to weigh you down that you don't see the big picture. If you see it, this is an opportunity. What do I do? What can I make of this? What lesson can I take away from this? And then you know that being in that situation, you now are, will I say, a help to others. Because others, that's how life is. It's in circles. Others will pass through it as well. And you will now be a counselor to such people that this is how it is. So we can truly find great meaning. How do I know I'm living a meaningful life? At what point do I get to my life and I say, okay, my life is counting? Because everybody is just waking up every day, going about their lives. What point do I get to when I say, this life I'm living, I am adding color to the world with my life? Okay. You know, in life, we have what we call SMART goals and noble goals. SMART goals are the goals that you intentionally set, just like the word SMART. So, you know, SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, is realistic, is time bound. And we have added SMARTer to it. You evaluate and then you rebounce back to you rebounce back to the first, as in setting the goal. That's after evaluating, you rebounce back to see if the goal review, to see if the goal has
achieved or not.
Goal, its objective rather. Now, that is SMART goals. It's something you do yourself. But then we have what we call noble goals. Noble goals has to do with purpose. And in that regard, noble goals, you don't automatically set it by yourself like that. Yes, you don't. But you see, to be able to enter into your noble goal is something you believe in and you are satisfied with. And when you begin to make impact in the lives of people, that is when you know that you are fulfilling purpose. And you know the thing about purpose is what you believe in. Purpose is not talent. Purpose is not passion. That's the mistake a lot of people make.
Now we are getting somewhere. Purpose is not talent and it's not passion.
You use your talent and passion to achieve your purpose. You can be in a remote area, you can be poor, you can be rich, you can be in an urban area and still be fulfilling your purpose in your own little corner. And that is what now makes it that noble goal.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ma. Now, before we started this show, I was sharing with you about how easy it is for a lot of persons to decide to take their own lives, you know, especially when the weight of life comes down on them and then they just say, okay, it's just better to go and rest. I was having a conversation with someone recently and the way it went, it just boils down to the fact that some persons may not be strong enough to face life. That is one. To face the difficulties that comes with being human. That is one. And then if you don't really have a good grasp of why you are here, it is easy for you to get out of here when the going gets tough. What would you say to someone in that place in life? Someone contemplating things like that, or in a very dark place in life?
You know, in the first instance, the Holy Book says that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. These are my people, the people of God now, that are destroyed. So, if we are not connected to God, what then will happen? If the people who claim to be connected are facing destruction because they don't have enough knowledge that they need. And so, lack of knowledge destroys. And because they don't have a knowledge that irrespective of the situation wherein they are, there is a noble goal for them to fulfill. They lose sight of that, and they think, my life, what else is there in life? But there is a lot more in life. There's a lot more in life, because if only you can see ahead into the future, you will know that there is a lot more in life. By the special grace of God, in the next 1 year, 2 years, we will be speaking of having achieved so much more, because we have a knowledge, and that is where purpose and meaning comes in, especially meaning. That's where meaning comes in, because in meaning we keep adding value, developing ourselves to add value to ourselves, to become better persons, and to be able to fulfill that noble goal. A lot of people don't know purpose. They mix it up, and so because they don't know it, it affects the outcome of their lives.
Now, there are some persons who believe that we are just here for a time, and then we are gone. There is no ultimate purpose to life. Do you believe that? Do you agree with that?
And now you are asking a personal question now. So personally, to me, I don't believe that.
Okay.
I believe that there is a greater being, an almighty God, and that has sent us here for an assignment. So I believe I have a noble assignment to carry out, irrespective of where I'm working, irrespective of the tribe I have found myself, irrespective of the family I have found myself. There is an assignment for me at each point. So, and I seek to know what that assignment is and to carry out.
But what difference does it make whether there is a purpose or there's a meaning to life or not, and how should that shape how we live our lives?
Well, it makes a great difference. A great difference, because knowing it makes you pursue it. If you don't know it, you are not pursuing anything. You are just living free life as a free thinker,
waiting for the clock to tick, and your time is up,
and you keep going. And personally, people say they were lucky. I don't believe in luck. This is an individual thing. That's me. I don't believe in luck. I believe that time and chance happens unto all, just like the Holy Book says. It's about God directing my path, guiding me, being motivated by what has been laid down in the Word of God, and keeping me going. So that is it. That is what makes the difference. Knowing there is a meaning, there is a purpose, and then not knowing. Unknowing, you are just walking, living like a time bomb waiting to explode, and at any point in time to explode.
Okay, thank you so much, ma. Now, for some persons listening to this conversation right now, I know that you've said a lot of things that I'm beginning to introspect, right? Talking about purpose and meaning in life. For some persons listening to us, when they introspect, the only thing that they see is series of failures, a lot of broken dreams and brokenness. What they see is this sadness that words cannot describe. they're in such a dark place in life. And if you were to speak to somebody in that place in life, in such a dark place, on a final note, what would your words be?
My words will be that it is not the end of life. It's a stepping stone. Personally, I tell people, I look at my mentors and I tell people, some people say they never fail, I never made mistake, I never fall, I never do this, I never do that. And I tell such people, you can't mentor me. Because I want to know where you made the mistake so that I can learn. Failing, making mistake is not the end of life. It's just a lesson of how not to do it again. It's just a lesson on what not to do, how not to behave, how not to react, how not to act.
How to do it better.
How to do it better, that's right. So it's not the end of life. We should actually see it as a stepping stone. Look at the lesson. You know, there's this adage that says when a child falls, you look forward. But when an adult falls, he looks back to see what made me to fall, so that I do not fall again.
What if they are looking back to see people are laughing at them?
No. The meaning of that adage does not say that they are looking back to see people are laughing at them, but that they are looking back to see what made me to fall.
To pick up the lessons.
Let me pick up the lesson of falling. And that's why a child will fall and will be looking forward. And that is when all manner of thoughts will begin to come. I have fallen now, maybe I will fall again. What an adult will look, I have fallen. What made me to fall? Let me remove this obstacle. Let me see how I can do it better. And then goes ahead to do it better. That is what life is about. Thank you so much.
That was really a profound conversation with Mrs. Bolanle Ajibade. I'm sure you've learned quite a lot. I have. And if you want to see more of this, hear more of these conversations, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We hope that you have a purposeful and meaningful year. This year will not end without the world hearing of you. You are adding meaning to the world through the lives that you live. So that at the end of the day, when we are on the verge of life, about to cross to the other side of eternity, we will be proud to beat our chests and say that indeed we lived. That message will be with you today. Till I see you again next time. Bye-bye.